conversation, I would like us to speak about getting hired. And what am I looking for as a person when I come to you as an HR? I really seen a job you've advertised. I really want to do it. And I just throw in my CV. What tips do I really need when I'm applying for a job? Because I know there are many people throwing their tips here and there. Some are just in written form, and sometimes written form only on LinkedIn or in other social media platform doesn't explain much. Yeah, so we could share a little bit of tips that we can use when we are getting ourselves hired.
All right. To get a job, you must apply. It's not easy. It's not
I
easy,
love
but you
that.
have to apply. Yes, maybe you know the CEO of that organization, but do not aspire to be that person whose CV gets put into a pile of 50,000 Kenyans that really need the job. Don't aspire to be that person.
Excuse me.
So in my professional life, I think it has happened once where I was led into a workplace, but I had to go through interviews. And, I would see the results. Yes, I did well. But it was not, I had to stick to that thing over my head that, this job, maybe somebody, okay, you are headhunted, yes, but it was at the expense of somebody else's job. I hated it and I didn't stay for long because that it hung over me like a cloud. Like,
Interesting.
I didn't, okay, it's not that I didn't feel like I deserved, but that job also drained me. It's the one that I think I was also doing procurement. So it really disturbed me for a while, but I left after a year and a few months. Number two, there is no secret. Keep applying. Keep applying. I remember 2021, for 6 months, I didn't have a job.
Yes.
I had been declared redundant. January, February, until June, I didn't have a job. And in fact, it's that June that I was waiting for my son to close school so that I can move back to my parents. In fact, I had talked to a friend of mine and I told him, let my stuff stay in your basement. I go back home, I just re-strategize, I stay with my parents, then I can come back. But, God of the 11th hour, I got a job. In fact, I didn't negotiate. They told me the salary is this. I said, yes. When do I start? I didn't negotiate at
That
all.
was a self-sabotaging
Yes.
behavior.
It was. But the only way is just keep applying. Yes, I
Yes.
know you will keep getting regrets, but apply anyway. You will keep getting ghosted. As HR, we ghost. But that I can explain why we do that sometime. Keep applying. Even if you get that rejection, you are allowed about 30 minutes, but go back to social media, apply. So these jobs are available. Yes, I have a WhatsApp group where I throw in vacancies as I see them because, Sylvia, you have told me you've done business development, somebody else program management.
Yes.
I might forget. I will forget.
Yes, you will,
So I
because you're
decided to
human.
create that WhatsApp group. Then I just throw the vacancies there. And in more ways than one, I get people inboxing me. Do you know somebody here? Do you know somebody here? This is despite the fact that I've explained the purpose of the group. If there's a HR who has told me, or a recruiter, Kalekye, get me casual workers, I will post in the group and I tell them, send me CVs, guys, and make sure you meet the JD to the letter.
Yes.
Those ones I can do something about. Huh?
Yes.
But most of them I don't. So that aspect of, do you know somebody here? Well, you know God. You know your creator.
Amen.
You know the one who has brought you to that place.
Exactly.
For me, the jobs I have gotten, people ask me, but you're very lucky. How do you get this job? I am not lucky. It is for his glory. I have not pushed an envelope across the table for somebody to give me a job. I've not had to do that. And in fact, my last employer, the one that I quit, when I was really drained and I was sad and I was even projecting it, even in traffic at the border guys at home, and the people I'm staying with, I would project my anger. I told God, this job I didn't bribe anyone. It was advertised on LinkedIn. I was interviewed 6 times. And you gave me this job.
Yes.
So why am I being frustrated by people? And this is, it was not only my supervisor frustrating me, even the people I was working with. Why am I being frustrated? Are you watching? I didn't pay anyone for it. You gave me, and you gave me at a time when, I had lost hope. I was just almost going back home to my parents. But I know, I've realized sometimes God can also make you uncomfortable and teach, so I quit.
Yes.
But that said, keep applying.
Yes.
There is no secret. But if when you're applying, right now I had mentioned before we started, I had 1,196 applications.
Yes.
For 2 positions. And the number was as at yesterday midday. Of course, the deadline was at the end of the day, yesterday. I know there are more than that. But tell me why a HR would sift through your CV looking for information. So get somebody to do your CV for you. And there's no blanket CV for all roles.
Thank you.
You have to edit.
Yes.
Of course, don't lie. Do not lie, because you'll be put to task. Don't lie. Just, look at the JD. What is it asking for? And then
match your skills.
Yeah. There's a role I advertised for, and the title is, it has the word payments specialist, but it's not an accountant role. But in fact, Kenyans, it's a regional position, but many Kenyans were accountants, finance people. They had not read the JD. They just saw the name payments and then
Thinking
blanket
it's an
CV. Blanket CV, just send. In that application also, do not attach your working primary school working certificate, working race, or St. John Ambulance First Aid. Please don't attach it unless you've been asked to attach it. Just do your CV and the cover letter. And this is when many organizations are using ATS, applicant tracking system, but most organizations are not able to afford the system. So when you're told to apply, unless at the bottom you're told, please attach your CV, your references, your etc, your academic certificates, don't attach. Because some inboxes or some systems, they filter out large attachments. Always do your documents in PDF.
Not your Word document.
Yes. And sometimes you're using a Word that is RTF format, meaning we can't open. Believe me, I will not call you to ask you
for
to
your
resend.
password.
I will not. Make sure it's not password protected, as you have said. Please do not tell me references available on request. Please don't. Don't do that to me. Don't tell me references are available on request. Just complete your entire document. The one for references, maybe that one would vary HR to HR, but for me, I really don't like it. Like, what are you hiding? And I will not contact your referees unless I tell you that I'll contact your referees.
But that is after a certain level, right?
Yes.
We don't contact referees at the CV level, checking the CV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The other one is formatting of your CV. Please don't put your photo. What are you advertising? Unless it's for a marketing agency where you're asked, send us your full body profile or the merchandising roles. Please don't put your photo.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it will create biases. I would think, why is your hair like that? All right. When you call for the interview.
Yes.
Once I've ever called somebody for an interview, somebody picked and told me, he's at the river bathing. No, that is on a light touch. It is not. The guy got the job. It's not, it's not something, it's not a deal breaker. But when you call for the interview, please review your schedule. And if this interviewer reschedules you, please do not show your anger. Just try and make time to attend this interview. So many of the interviews that are being done currently are virtual.
Virtual roles, yeah.
In fact, some weeks ago, interviewed a guy if you will watch, I'm sorry I'm using you as an example, in Kitale. And he was using his phone. So he's like this, and then he's looking at, I don't know whether he was looking at his cows or, he's not serious.
Distracted.
And then the way he's dressed, in as much as it's virtual, please just come business casual, just come smart. Let's see the seriousness.
Awesome.
He knew. And then at some point he said, Kai, bundles zimeisha.
Oh my.
You know, and then we are asking, do you have a reliable internet connection? He says yes. Do you have a laptop? Yes. Where is it? It is. Then he does this, you know. Yes, I know we have my niece the other day told me that she feels like she's being, let me say abused when she's called a Gen Z. She doesn't like that word. But you know, the dynamics have changed.
Yes.
But I have interviewed Gen Zs who have, even if it's virtual, they are fully dressed and prepared.
They are people of decorum, right?
Yes. The last guy I interviewed, he had a tie and he had a laptop set very well.
Awesome.
And I could tell, yes, this is a small house. You know, you can tell the background, it's a humble, but he is set and he's ready and he's listening and he's responding. For physical interviews, if you are anything like me, the HR can get distracted. So if you come with dangling earrings, believe me, I will be staring at that dangling and I will not even be listening to what you're saying. Dressing is important.
Because you're a human being, yes.
Dressing is important. There was a discussion on LinkedIn the other day that somebody came with piercings all over. We are all not the same. We have millennials that are still stuck in the past. We understand, but why don't you just come as presentable as possible? Yes, the piercings are okay, but I've said Kalekye, I will be focusing on that piercing.
I'll get distracted.
And I've been thinking, okay, well, how did she get it done? Did she widen her mouth like this for it to be done, or...
You can only imagine.
Yeah. So we excuse some things, but
Yes.
if they're distracting, you know, you want us to focus on you. Actually, that's the essence. It's not how you have chosen how to dress.
Yes, yeah.
Let us focus on you, what you're saying, what you're selling. It's not about us, the millennials, hating earrings or dreadlocks,
Yes.
or you know, you have plaited your hair.
Or
It's
a certain
not
color
about
in
it.
the
Yes,
hair.
it is how distracting it can be.
Awesome.
Finally, negotiate your worth. I don't do that. You know, I will just, you know, take the salary I'm earning, do a markup, present until when I get into the organization, I realize, I shot myself in the leg. But negotiate your worth. There's no HR who is professional enough who will get angry. Yeah, but in essence, please keep applying as many times as possible. Even if it breaks your back, keep applying. Then there's also another school of thought. I've had somebody in that group who chats a lot with me on the side. So he has done one profession. Then he thinks, okay, it's Kalekye who's posting this job. It means there are so many HR jobs. He went ahead and did a certification in HR. That one is not, it will not work. It will not work. Just stick to your profession. If you have decided, you know, there's no way you can do
Unless you're moving completely, right?
Yeah, but there's no way you can do engineering and then you go do a certificate in HR. Where are you headed?
Agreed.
Yeah, where are you headed?
Means you don't have clarity.
Exactly. So a number of my friends had kids join first year in September, and they would call me and tell me, Kalekye, my daughter has been taken to do statistics. I would tell her, no, let her combine with something. It will work. It's not that there's nothing like that in the job market. She has to combine, probably statistics she does, a little bit of software, a little bit of data analysis, then now she has a profession.
Yeah.
It's like in HR, you have to go do CHRP now, but back then we used to do postgraduate in HR, the one that was offered by HRM. If it's in finance, I will go and do a CCA, I'll go do CPA.
Yes.
Just make sure you fortify your qualification. It's not easy sometimes when you're looking for a job. Then the final one, like an advice, consider internship, volunteer work, or consider not really changing your profession, but consider like a wide berth. For example, somebody who's done journalism, consider doing social media or digital,
as an additional.
or a role. Look for social media jobs or a digital creator roles. If you have done finance, a CCA, or you know you've don't have the CPA, think of how maybe you can branch into procurement. Even if you're looking for procurement jobs, just put in your CV where you dealt with procurement in the past.
Absolutely.
But again, key for every job you are applying for, please review your CV. Don't
Thank
use
you.
one CV blankety. Or sometimes I work for organization XYZ, but the application you're sending me is from Safaricom.
And
That
I
one
can
really
see.
gets to me. It gets to me. And then when you call for that interview as well, I should add, learn the organization.
Awesome.
Understand its mandate. What does it do? Do not, when you're asked we usually don't ask what does the organization do. Maybe a question we would ask is, how has your past roles prepared you for this role? Then take it up from there.
Interesting. I love what we've spoken about. We apply, we don't give up, because you are surely it is applying. I know what is out there, that many jobs are filled by networking.
Yes.
It is true. But at the same time, the network will not work for you if you have not applied.
Yes.
It's different when someone sees how you've positioned yourself as a brand on LinkedIn, and they're able to see what you are about and headhunt you and look at what you have and then just invite you for an interview.
Yes.
So that means you've done the work. So you might not have actively clicked, but you have presented yourself out there.
Yes.
And obviously, you don't just get to present yourself. That means you've been doing your homework. And this is what I tell my coaching clients. Imagine that your LinkedIn is a billboard. And when it is a billboard, what are the key things that a billboard really communicates? It is not the first aid certificate we talked about. Yes, you can add them there. You have many things to add on your LinkedIn, but what does it say at a glance? Because HR like Kalekye, who is busy, she will not be able to go through everything. She will be able to just check on the summary. And I liked also what you have shared, which I would like to add on the CV. Have your master CV, and each role that you want to apply, customize it. Do not lie, but customize it to meet the job requirements, so that you are not filtered out at the beginning. You'll be rejected at the door before you get in.
True.
So in the organizations that maybe do not use ATS, they also have people who are too busy. They will be looking for things that are key.
Things.
Qualified, how many? 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. 1 out of 10 will not make it through.
Exactly.
That's an obvious thing. So about this conversation that your network is your net worth. Can we unpack that a little?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week on Friday there was a forum for STEM. That's women in science, technology. I don't know how it means, but STEM.
Yes, I do get
And
it.
my niece is in STEM. She's learning. She's joining. She's in school under the STEM. And she's doing something about STEM.
Yeah.
So I told her, you need to go to this event. She might not understand maybe why I'm pushing her.
Yes.
Even I'll pay for you. I'll give you Uber. Go attend this event. So such are some of the things that I want to talk about in as much as that is concerned. For example, in HR, we have the Institute of Human Resource Management. We have ACHRP. We have there are many forums for HR that do big things. Attend their forums.
Yes.
Go ahead and attend. Of course, there are some that are exclusive, yeah?
Yes.
But there are those that are free. A HRM has advertised that they have a convention or a conference or a one-day training. Attend. Just put yourself out there.
Yes.
Even when you walk around, I know some Uber drivers, they actually even tell you. And a number of them have joined my WhatsApp group. A few have gotten jobs. I'm not saying I'm a miracle worker. I'm not getting people jobs. I'm just posting.
Yeah, you just...
I'm just posting jobs for
sharing.
people. If you see something that, if a shoe fits you, wear it. They would say, where do you work? I would say, and then they would say, hey, do you have vacancies? I say, no, I don't have a vacancy. Of course, I usually don't say what I do because, they say HRs are watiaji. So I usually don't say what I do. There are people who know, even when I speak here and then they see me. But she says she's an admin assistant, something like that, yeah? So I would tell them that there's this page I have. They can go ahead and they join. So that's one way of networking.
Yes.
if you're doing your day-to-day things, what are you doing? And then there's a lady where I grew up in Buruburu Phase 3. So in our court, there's a lady called Mama Werigia. So for some time, I didn't have a job. It's not even 2021, like back then. Then she told me, she asked me, what are you holding in your hand for God to multiply and add it?
Wow.
You know, you Sylvia,
That's
you're
a
doing
powerful.
big things. You know, you are a coach, you're running this program. So when God asks, what are you holding in your hand? She asked me that. And it's around that time that I started a cleaning company. It's back then, it's way back, because, you know, one of the partners I started with passed on. The other two now gave up, and then I carried it on and even changed the name so that I could access a bank account. And that's what she asked me. So back then I used to do event projects, cool projects for people, because there's a friend of mine, God rest his soul in peace. He had given me access to his cyber because I was still a student. He would tell me, no, you Kalecheka hapa, I will not pay you, I'll buy you lunch. You know, I'll buy you lunch, but you sit here when I need to run my errands, but I will allow you to print your school projects, do your things.
Do
You
your
know, that's how I'll
homework
pay
you
you, and even apply jobs. You know, that's how he used to pay me. His name is Robert Kieti. He passed on road accident some years ago. But you know, him giving me even that platform, I would do. There's a CV I did. I was paid 10K.
Wow.
And it was the time I didn't have, you know, like I'm surprised, and they're sending it in dollars. Go change. I don't know who these guys were, but I think they was from Somalia. They were, I think, the Somali government cabinet back then, but I got them from the internet. The other thing is even spending time on social media.
Yes.
Not doing funny things, because there are some jobs you can apply. You're told, please share your Instagram link, share your Twitter handle. You don't know what these employers are looking for. I'm not saying that we stop being
ourselves.
We be yourself, be that, you know, that powerful person, the keyboard warrior you are, but just check what you're doing. Of course, if it's a feminist organization, maybe you're applying to, just make sure your posts are not anti-feminist, or if it's sexual gender-based violence, make sure you're not instigating it, or something like that. And LinkedIn is one huge profile. I think we shared my LinkedIn page. Maybe you can look at it as an example.
Yes.
Of what goes in there. But you see, now my LinkedIn is different from my Facebook, is different from my Instagram.
Yes.
Just know what you're doing in social media. So that's another form of networking.
Yes.
In LinkedIn, you can actually access a recruiter.
Yes.
I get people texting me, I know you have advertised for this position. I have applied, please consider. It's allowed. That's a form of networking. Yes. Of course, I will look at your CV extra, you know, and I will give you feedback. And you know, sometimes HR, we don't give feedback for vacancies. We only contact those shortlisted. Because imagine in my list of 1,000. And there's a day not long ago, I had over 4,000 applications for one role. So I cannot write to all 4,000. But those that I have shortlisted and those that I have interviewed, I will, of course, give you feedback. I'm one HR who makes sure that I think if there's anyone who's I've interviewed and I've never given you feedback, please feel free to comment under this video. Okay. And I will probably look for that feedback and why I didn't give you that feedback.
Awesome. Yeah. So from what you have said is that you always give feedback to the people you've interviewed.
Yes.
I know there are people who are saying some are being ghosted at the point of you have done 3 levels, as in it should be. You have met even your supervisor and then you're ghosted. What happens there?
I don't know. Maybe it's the difficulty in having conversations. But recently we took a lady through so many interviews. I think we even had her on phone. And she went through 5 interviews. Even met the highest in the organization, but she didn't get the job. But I told her it's because this. She didn't respond, of course. I understand. I don't take it, you know, I don't blame her.
No. That's not the part I mean. I mean where you're ghosted. In your case, you
Yeah.
communicated you didn't get the job.
Yeah.
But this point where you're ghosted, nobody tells you nothing.
It's
You
just
wait for many
maybe
months.
to have those conversations. Maybe it's difficult.
Ah.
Difficult to have those conversations. But imagine, go ahead and write to the recruiter. Tell her, hi, I was interviewed. Is there any feedback? So that I know you also need to move on and not wait for something that is not coming.
Awesome.
But sometimes it's the difficulty in making those decisions. Maybe it's the HR who maybe was vouching for you, but maybe somebody just fixed another. It happens. And as HR, we might not have control over the person who decides. And of course, if I'm hiring for guys in marketing, they know marketing better than I
you
do.
are, yeah.
So I cannot enforce staff to them
Okay.
if they don't feel that they don't feel the blame.
Oh,
If it's them, it's not me, HR, now pushing the blame.
Okay.
I'm not throwing a monkey to
All
teams,
right. Okay.
but I'm just saying it's them who know who they can work with better than the HR. I can just advise, let's use policy. No, this person did not apply initially. They were not in the initial. Of course, I will not accept you fixing a CV if we have gone through the entire process.
Okay.
So it's just the HR advising.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that tip. That it gets complex sometimes, and it's very important that people know that sometimes it becomes difficult for you not to get the roles. And I've seen in some organizations they have automated that if it is filtered at the door, you get the feedback immediately. And then if it's if it's not, it doesn't go through and the interviews and the job is been closed and you've not been shortlisted, you also get feedback depending on the levels where your CV gets to.
True.
Yeah, and not all are able to do that. So each organization does as per the bandwidth they have. I know some people have very small ones that they cannot accommodate the 1,000 or very many CVs. So the secret there is apply, network, and then position yourself. Position yourself. And come to the interview when you are ready. If you're working remotely, please do not just go to the firm and you're doing an interview there. Yeah. Excuse yourself also. If you find that you're running late, you can excuse yourself and say, I'm 15 minutes late to due. Please give me a little bit time. Or even when you get distracted, it doesn't hurt to excuse yourself, right?
Yeah, true. It never
During the
hurts.
actual,
Yeah.
the child shows up, you should be able
my child has ever shown up in the middle of an interview.
you excuse yourself.
Yes, you excuse yourself.
And then
Don't
you
just
carry
assume.
on. Because you'll get distracted. If the child continues standing there, you will definitely have everything confusing to you and you'll not be able to articulate well during the interview. Wow, it's been such an interesting conversation to have, Kalekye. Last question that I would like to ask, and this is more of a personal question, that what was the worst mistake that you ever did in your role as, not necessarily as an HR, but in your role in your career generally, and how did you come out of it?
Wow, there have been many.
Only one.
There have been so many. I accept. I'm human.
Yes.
But one notable one. One notable one is during termination. Somebody was really struggling. They were struggling mentally. But I wondered how I failed to see it. They were not, okay, you see in NGO world, you asked, it's a plus if you overspend on a budget, on a donor budget. But it's a grave mistake if you underspend. So this person had underspent multiple lines of budgets consistently over time. So what I did not know, I was oblivious, or I think I was also going through my own trauma. It's when now my marriage was ending. So I think I was also going through my own issues. I was in total debt. I had Shylocks and debts on my back. I failed to recognize this other person was struggling. And I think it was a turning point for me. Why do we keep calling this person to meetings? Why is he in the office at 6 in the morning? What is he running from? And he's the last person to leave. What is happening? So later, I think we were in an office where it's a big building in Kilimani, and then there's a club in the, like a high level club. So one day with my few shillings, I told him, can you go for shots? We went and I got to listen, and he actually opened up to me. And I was so heartbroken because this is a man who has chosen to be vulnerable. But at the end of the day, we have not listened to him. We have not looked at, I think, and that's where I developed the mindset that there's no adult who comes to work to underperform, misbehave without any reason. So I think that's where I got the mindset.
Wow.
But not because we had already given him a 6 months termination notice. We had given him because he was holding a big budget. You know, during that time, I made sure I worked with him. Of course, I know maybe where he is, he might not think that I did enough, and I'm sorry for that, that I didn't get to understand him. So that was a big mistake. Even though I was not like higher up in HR, so it was not really my honors to get to really understand. I was like Rafiki ya watu. At the point, I was not pale top tire. So he did share, but I felt like, you know, there was nothing I could have done because the bus had already left the station.
Wow.
So I would say that's my big, but I have made so many other blunders, but this is one notable, but you know, there was a lesson to it.
Wow. I love that because you have come up with a great mindset of an HR.
Yeah.
And hence everyone wants to come to your organization to work with you as their HR as per our social media conversation.
They can give me consultancies.
Yes, so that's it. You've heard it from Kalekye that also HR is human. They make mistakes, but they course correct as they go along, just the way you do make mistakes as a person. So that's it for today. Thank you for coming, Kalekye. It's been so beautiful speaking with you. And thank you for making time to be at the Sylvia Correa podcast, where we have conversations that matter. Until then, see you.
Thank you.